Love is a religion by itself. Love is a God by itself. And whether it is Jesus Christ, or whether it is Guru Nanak, whether it is Rama, whether it is Krishna, whether it is Allah, all are just names of that same one love. So, by whatever name called, love is love. The essence of love will not change. And time for fighting on names has ended as we all come together in this experience of love. This time it's not about understanding. This time is where we are getting directly an experience of this love in our hearts. And we experience this in silence. We can all sit here for an hour also, and actually there is no need to speak anything. Because in this silence, the nourishment of love is being received by everyone. And that's the beauty of love. It doesn't require any words. It is only the language of the heart. And that's what we have come here to experience together. This whole idea of a retreat is ultimately when we surrender and when we become still and we go silent, is when we start receiving the energy of this pure consciousness, this love of Krishna, the playful Krishna, the wise Krishna, the Krishna who did not pick up a bow and yet annihilated all the enemies. So this love is what is the essence of these times that we are entering into. And we are celebrating Easter today, and Easter is associated with Jesus Christ, and the message of Jesus was also of this love, where he gave his body up so that he could leave a legacy of love for all times to come. There hasn't been any single personality like him which has brought the idea of goodness, love, God in the Western world as has been Jesus Christ. So that's the power of this embodiment of love that came on this planet. So I hope that in these 8 days that we have been together, we've experienced this love, and the quality of the love changes when we become silent. Actually, we could have just sat through without speaking anything, and everybody still would have received the essence of it. And that's the times that we are heading into. We are heading into times of silence, deep silence, where everything is exchanged in the stillness of the heart, where all transfer will happen energetically. It will be received and given and acknowledged and accepted, and we will know what we all need to do just by being tuned to that one energetic source. So it's amazing that we are able to experience this coming together of this love as well. But I just wanted to have you all be here today in this evening and come together and experience the energy and the presence of our mother sign, the presence of that one consciousness here in this abode of love. Because the energy here are very different from any other place. We've had experiences of almost all deities coming in here. Shiva came, all the Devis, goddesses were here. We've had Swami being here, Ganesha being here, and all beings from all dimensions came here. So you can imagine what would happen here in those early days here. So it takes time for the external, because remember, it's the same energy inside, outside. That electric current that we talk about outside is coming from a mechanical source, but it's actually the constituent of energy is still the same. So when the inner energies and the energetic beings are here, sometimes there is too much of energy and some short circuiting starts happening. So it's part of understanding of the energy. So I want to thank all of you for being here and for coming together in this beautiful celebration. And as we say, all is as is meant to be. Those who had to come here have come. Those who couldn't come, that is also perfect. It's just very perfectly set up in consciousness. And that we had Brother Monish with us for some days. It was beautiful to have his presence. Completely unexpected, what a gift from Swami, and now we are left behind 18 of us, and we've had so many different experiences. As I said, I hope you have written some of your experiences because they have been profound, and we've got Rama coming in, Hanumana coming in, Mana Swami coming in, Swami coming in, we've got Jesus coming in. So this is how all of them actually are part of that one consciousness. Like all our own loved ones who have passed over to the other world. Remember, there is only one source. We're all consciousness, one energetic mass. Actually, there's no mass also. Energy is just pure whatever. It just fills up space. Space is also a concept. Everything is just a concept. We feel some kind of a thing, breeze, we say this is air element. We look at the blue sky, we say that's a space element. We see water, something flowing, it's a different substance, we say it's water. We see heat, we say it's fire. Then we look at... So we've created this as 5 different elements, but actually they're all part of that same one consciousness. So it's like all of us, you're sitting here, all of us look different. Yet there is one common source for all of us. So just like that, that's how it all appears. But at the end of, our pursuit should be to keep going behind everything, to know that at the end there is only what is left behind is that one consciousness. As GVP sir gave the of Baba, he was saying that amongst them there was a geologist, and so he asked the geologist that there was a piece of granite over there. He says, what is that? And he said, that's granite. He says, okay, but what is in this granite? He said, there are molecules in this granite. He says, no, but what is inside the molecules? He says, protons, atoms, protons, neutrons, all that. He says, no, but what is inside that? No, he didn't have any other answer. And then Baba just picked it up and blew air in it, and then it turned into an idol of Krishna. And he gave it to him. So what is this? This is Krishna. He says, God is inside this. So then he said, he just took out one leg of Krishna, he broke the leg of Krishna. Swami broke the leg. And then he said, okay, now you eat this. So now Swami gave it to him, he didn't know what to do. So he started to eat it, and he found it had become a candy, sugar candy. Right? So he says, just like God, just like this is sweet, God is also very sweet. Yeah, and how Baba teaches this example. So like this, if you see that behind everything is this one consciousness, which is love, which is sweet in its nature, and because of that sweetness, it gives us ananda or joy. Remember, the whole idea of this life is to experience that Sar Chit Ananda, that truth. That we are God, I am God, everybody is God, is the truth. Sat. Chit is the awareness of this truth, and I am that God. Actually, I am the essence of everything that exists. And that awareness of that truth gives us ananda. And not, try to force it artificially. This is what we have come here to experience. So if you were to just do manana on this and keep going behind everything and says, okay, what's behind this? What's behind this? You will forget all differences. You will forget all your anger with your loved ones in your relationships, all blame and all things that make you feel heavy will just disappear. I'm telling you, do not lose your time in trying to find faults and creating problems for yourself. Just go and melt behind it and understand it's a game. And you're falling for it and you are getting caught at the wrong place. Release yourself. This time has come to love, not to create problems, not to create challenges and and separations. Oneness. And if you can't do it with the people you have been with, don't think by running away you can do it with others. Because it's a human nature. The minute we start to first we like people, we get attracted to people, right? And we can start coming closer to people. Whether it's a guru, whether it's a relationship, whether whatever feeling, the first thing is likeness, attraction. And that attraction, soon you start becoming closer and closer. You start becoming, start getting even more physically closer to the person. You want to spend more time with that person. But you know what happens in the end? That like turns into dislike and goes into hatred. And this is the cycle that we have to break. Always look at all your relationships, wherever we come close, after that, because when we come close, we see also the imperfections in people. And since we don't see our own imperfections and we see imperfections of others, we start to then run away from those people. And that is where the cycle of karma is made. And that is why it's a continuous chain of likes and dislikes. And that's where we are caught. So, and that's why we will see some people will come, some will be there, some will run away, some will come, some will stay, some will run away. And this is how we've been behaving like these animals. Attraction, repulsion. Attraction, repulsion. So we have to understand, no. That's why when the attraction happens, detachment has to come. If there was detachment, then there wouldn't have been any repulsion or this, too much of attraction. This is where we have to be careful. You lose your balance, you fall on the other side. Even too much of likeness is a trap. Repulsion is a trap. Because in both cases, you're creating your karmic balance. The only way is the middle path, in the center. Love without attachment. Hatred will never come. Love without attachment, then hatred or dislike will never come in your life. And that balance, and therefore with the people in your family, in your homes, you have to learn to practice that first. Because if you cannot overcome that, if you cannot go over this speed breaker that has been placed by consciousness in front of you, and instead you try to run away from it and say, I don't like this relationship, I walk away from it, another one is waiting for you. till you learn to realize that every challenge has been brought to you deliberately so that you can resolve it. Once you've resolved it, then you do what you want to do with it. But without resolving, if you do this, and if you use anger and hatred as your weapons to do it, you'll always find yourself in another ditch or another problem. But if you use love to resolve your challenges and bring it all together, you'll be released from everything. This is an understanding that we must come to, and we must practice this in our life. This is the gift of Jesus. This is the gift of Sai Baba. This is how we are going to transact in the future world. The age of love and light is going to be built on this premise of love, understanding, compassion, giving and caring. And then there will be no problems. Till then, if you have a choice, if you can always choose to run away, then we will keep creating more and more energetic blocks in this universe. It's time to release these blocks so that we can flow as one consciousness. So wherever there is misunderstanding, just bring in love. And tell yourself, we will practice love without attachment. We'll enjoy this world without getting stuck with the problems that attachment brings. Because remember, always attachment brings its sets of problems. So just recognize that now and tell yourself that I am going to resolve this and I am going to live in this love. And then you experience that divinity and that light flowing through you. Then you become the carrier of this light, because then you are not differentiating between that I will share my light with her and not with her. We are not categorizing this love and saying my love is only for the people I like. It is this love. Because remember, the final truth of love is, it is nirvikalpo nirakara. It is without attributes. It is without any kind of qualities. It just knows how to give. Giving is its nature. And it automatically flows. It does not see who's the recipient. It goes to everybody. So thank you once again for being here, and I hope we are all going to carry this energy with us wherever we go, and we cherish these moments that we spend together.
Thanks.
And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.